A drop in enrollment at WSU.
And a settlement between a former University of Idaho professor at the school. Murrow News 8 starts now.
The Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Hello, I'm Ethan Kramer.
And I'm Brendan Jin. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
The WSU Board of Regents began a two-day meeting Thursday. They discussed a long list of items. Athletic Director Pat Chun gave an update on the increase in ticket sales as they have taken a 7.5% jump compared to last year. They also discussed the new Taylor Sports Complex that will take over in place of the Bubble. The Board of Regents gave an update on almost 4% decrease in enrollment. And finally, WSU is asking the Regents to raise tuition by 3% for the 2024-2025 school year.
The WSU Creamery turns 75 this year. On September 23rd, they'll be having a celebration from noon to 4 p.m. Visitors will be able to purchase a special anniversary cracked pepper and chive version of the Viking cheese. The first 75 customers in the store will also receive a Ferdinand's branded ice cream scoop.
The rate of declining enrollment at WSU is slowing down this fall, while the student population has dropped to levels that haven't been seen since the 1990s. The student population is around 17,000 in the city of Pullman, which is the lowest since 1996.
The Office of Strategy, Planning, and Analysis at WSU has created a new ranking website that compares WSU to other universities worldwide. The website was designed to create transparency to the public about the quality of service WSU provides for their students. The University of Idaho has reached a settlement with former law professor Shakira Sanders. She was awarded $750,000 over her claims of racial and gender discrimination by two former deans. The agreement also includes proposed changes to the college's bylaws. Professor Sanders is now at Penn State Dickinson Law. Troubling news out of Spokane, Washington. Spokane Police Department is preparing for a potential active shooter situation after images shared on Snapchat threatening violence against schools in the Spokane area. SPD said they are unsure about the credibility of the threat, but are treating it as a serious one. The death toll from the floods in eastern Libya have passed 11,000, and over 10,000 people are still missing. Mediterranean storm Daniel has caused the widespread floods and has washed away entire neighborhoods. The head of the United Nations World Meteorological Organization said on Thursday that most of the casualties could have been avoided in Libya if Libya had a functioning meteorological service. Changes in transportation across Pullman.
Coming up next on Murrow News 8.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies.
Nailed it.
We all of warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
The University of Idaho is holding a suicide awareness run on campus tomorrow. The event is free and will begin at 10 in the morning. Participants have the choice of running a 2K or a 5K as well. U of I will be hosting 2 performances of the show Every Brilliant Thing in recognition of the World Suicide Awareness Day. The performances will be in the Forge Theater on Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets are free.
Students in apartment land are adjusting to new bus routes. Our reporter Monique Ledesma has more on the changes.
I wasn't expecting to have to walk on the opposite side of the street.
Cicely is one of many students who were confused while waiting for the bus at the bus stop for this new school year.
I was waiting with this other girl beside me. We watched 3 buses pass us before we started to suspect that something was off.
Being confused at the new bus stop put Cicely behind in her daily routine and affected her first day of classes.
Very annoyed, extremely annoyed. I was annoyed because I would have been on time. Actually, I would have been early to my class, and I ended up being 15 minutes late to my class, which I'm a punctual person. I don't like being late to class, especially on the first day, because that's pretty important, getting to know your new professors.
The reverse bus route still continues to confuse some people, but when Cicely sees that, she will help them get to the right side of the street.
Not sure that they've notified people that use the bus stops on our side of the building, so I see a lot of people that still go to this bus stop and have no idea, and I sometimes have to tell them that we have to cross the street and go to the other bus stop, so it's very inconvenient.
Don't catch yourself standing on the wrong side of the bus stop waiting for your bus. You might be used to waiting over there for this bus, but this time you're going to wait over here at this new bus stop, as the reverse routes are permanent, city officials say. Then until another route is approved, this is the route to be on. I reached out to Pullman city officials. While they couldn't meet on camera, they sent me a statement saying Pullman Transit reversed the direction of travel for 3 Apartment Land Express primarily to take advantage of new pullouts being added during the Merman and Westwood paving project. City officials also say for any future update on routes and bus stops to monitor the Pullman Transit website, sign up for push notifications received via the mobile app, and watch for annual spring public hearings on establishing the following year's routes. In Pullman, I'm Monique Ledesma, Murrow, News 8.
Cougar Safe Rides is returning to their regular operating hours of Thursday through Saturday night. They were operating 7 days a week following the murders of the 4 Idaho students. The Women's Center, who runs Cougar Safe Rides, hopes to have rides available beginning in October.
Major construction in apartment land has made getting to campus difficult for students. School at Washington State University and students like Addie are already having a hard time getting to class.
I have to leave around 20 to 15 minutes before class starts, so it's just a minor inconvenience because the other route here at Apartment Land is closed.
The city of Pullman decided to begin road maintenance on Northwood and Westwood Drive during the first week of school. These 2 roads house a majority of the apartment complexes in town. The construction has caused a lot of traffic in the mornings at the intersection of Merman and Terraview Drive, since everyone in the area is forced to take the same route to school.
Everyone has to do the same stop at Coug Mart. Sometimes people don't know how to do that stop, so the line gets super backed up.
Another issue is that the bus routes in the area have stopped running and have caused larger difficulties for those using public transportation to get to school. While the construction might be causing issues getting to school right now, it might be worth it in the long run. I'm standing here at Northeast Merman Drive, where the roads have been repainted and resurfaced within the last couple of weeks. By the end of this project, the drive to school should be a lot smoother. According to the City of Pullman website, the project is expected to be completed on October 13th. Brendan Jin, Murrow, News 8. The Always Open chain might come to town. Denny's might fill the vacant restaurant space at the Palouse Mall that was once Smoky Mountain Pizzeria Grill. Plans to remodel the location for a Denny's became public last week in a building permit for the city of Moscow.
Home Depot is coming to Moscow. I went out to get more details. Big news coming to the city of Moscow as home improvement giant Home Depot is coming to the area. The 136,000 square foot Home Depot will be placed behind the Palouse Mall.
The University of Idaho has owned the land where Home Depot is going since 1926. U of I officials told me that Home Depot approached administration about the lease and that the home improvement giant is committed to a store in Moscow.
Home Depot is going to be taking over this 12-acre lot behind me here, and it is going to look something like this. Other home improvement stores within the area, such as Moscow Pullman Building Supply, are not very happy about the giant Home Depot coming to the area.
Moscow Pullman Building Supply led the charge in opposing Home Depot coming to the area by asking citizens to send emails to the Idaho State Board of Education expressing their displeasure with the decision. Katie Garrett, the chief financial officer for Moscow Pullman Building Supply, says we are disappointed with the university for not thoroughly considering the potential negative impacts on many excellent local businesses in the area. Home Depot will initially pay the U of I $90,000 annually for the lease. The payments will increase to nearly $300,000 over the 20-year agreement, and they will be taxed by the city of Moscow. Reporting in Moscow, Idaho, Ethan Kramer, Murrow News 8.
A look into what's happening on the Palouse.
We'll share more after the break.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls. Oh, yeah?
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
sleep
I heard,
through that.
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
A citywide yard sale will be taking place in Colfax this Saturday. There are over 20 venues where items will be up for sale.
The annual community celebration Palouse Days is happening this weekend. The kickoff party starts tonight at 7 at the Palouse Caboose patio with live music. Events will be happening all day Saturday. More information can be found online. Visit Palouse.com.
The Latah County Fair opening ceremony kicks off tonight at 5:30 p.m. and will be followed by the parade of market champions and performances from the Sundown Sinners. The fair will be open all weekend at the Latah County Fairgrounds in southeast Moscow.
This is a big weekend for the Palouse.
Austin is here to give us the latest weather forecast to plan your weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Ethan. So taking a look at our weather throughout the rest of the afternoon, should be a beautiful afternoon here on the Palouse. Temperatures in the low 80s for the better part of the afternoon. Sunny skies throughout the way. A little bit of wind in the afternoon as well. Winds in the ballpark of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Going to top out at about 85 degrees later on today. And it's going to be pretty warm into the nighttime as well. So if you want to get your Friday on and go out, you can likely wear something nice and comfortable, short sleeves. It's going to be a beautiful day. And more of the same coming tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow, another Cougar football Saturday, right? The Washington State Cougars, they'll host the Northern Colorado Golden Bears. Beautiful day tomorrow afternoon as well. Sunny skies, again, mid to high 80s this time around on Saturday, maxing out right at around 89 degrees. And speaking of Cougar football Saturday, let's take a look at the game day forecast for you. So right around noon, when you're getting your pregame started, a little bit low 80s, going to be sunny though. We are going to move a little bit warmer as we get towards kickoff. Again, high 80s, right around 86 to 88. Going to cool down as we move into the back half of the game and then the post game on Saturday night. So depending on which side of the stadium you're sitting on, you might want to bring a hat or some sunblock as well. So we take a look around the west of the state here in Washington. Over on the west side, a little bit cooler than we are over here. There is that Seattle Mariners game getting kicked off, that series later on tonight's going to be beautiful for that. A little bit warmer in the center of the state. That's pretty normal. And then we kind of talked about the weather over here on the eastern side of the state as well on the Palouse and similar in Spokane. As we look over to the 5-day forecast, again, beautiful weekend this weekend. High 80s tomorrow, low 80s on Sunday, and it's going to cool down as we move throughout the week. 70s and 60s as we'll see some cloud coverage throughout the week, but it should be beautiful. Back to you guys.
Well, I look forward, Brendan, to the really nice weather tomorrow for the football game as our Cougs take on Northern Colorado. Cougs are heavy favorites. What do you think the score is going to be?
I don't think this is going to be a close game. I'm going to say 55 to, I'll give them 17. I think they'll score a few touchdowns maybe later in the game, kick a field goal here and there. So I think it shouldn't be too close. How about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm thinking the Cougs. I think they pull away in this one. I think that defense is too strong. I'm thinking 42-7. The Cougs probably come away with the victory tomorrow.
Yeah, our defense has been on a roll this season.
Yeah,
so.
Cougs have been great, so keep an eye on them. But the latest coming up in Pullman football.
And how digital sports passes are working for the WSU after the break.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Pullman High School football team was back in action last night, defeating North Central 35-7. The game was called with 9 minutes left to what was announced as unsportsmanlike conduct. According to Pullman coach David Coffer, the game was called due to WIAA policy on discriminatory language. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help Pullman High School senior who has been diagnosed with a rare blood disorder. Taryn Page was recently diagnosed with aplastic anemia. He needs a bone marrow transplant and is currently traveling to Spokane every week for blood transfusion. Donations can also be made to an account in Taryn's name at the Washington State Employees Credit Union Pullman branch. Towels for Taryn are also being sold to show support for him during this fall Pullman High School football games. Taryn has been the Hounds' starting running back for the past 2 seasons. WSU Athletics is facing big changes with the Pac-12 realignment.
State Cougar sports fans are upset.
I feel terrible. I feel really disappointed, honestly.
Honestly, kind of sucks. It really sucks. It's really disappointing.
They're disappointed and sad.
I'm pretty sad about what's going to happen.
It makes me sad.
It's sad to see that that money has taken over.
Even though Cougar sports teams are off to good starts here on the Palouse this fall, the topic of conference realignment has people on campus all riled up.
A big reason I came to the school is because I could watch Power 5 football, and now that's just not going to be a thing. And to be honest with you, I'm going to have a hard time cheering for the Cougs now.
After being a part of one of the most prominent athletic conferences for over 100 years, the Pac-12, WSU has quickly become an outcast in college sports, leaving WSU fans to ask the same question over and over again.
I mean, just how did it get to this point? How did it get so bad so quick?
Well, a lot's happened in the last year or so, and it all started back in the summer of 2022 when both UCLA and USC left the conference to go to the Big Ten. Now, nearly a year passed, but due to the building frustration over the conference's lack of an ability to secure a long-term and lucrative media deal, Colorado left the conference in late July to go back to the Big 12. Now, this is when things got crazy, as less than a week later, Washington and Oregon left the conference to go to the Big Ten. Following suit on the exact same day, Arizona State, Utah, and Arizona left the conference with Colorado to go to the Big 12. Now, just a week ago, Stanford and Cal are the last teams to exit. They leave for the ACC, leaving just Washington State and Oregon State to fend for themselves.
Amidst this crisis, last month WSU formed an athletic advisory committee, a group tasked with finding the Cougs a new conference. The committee has outlined 3 potential options going forward: rebuild the Pac-12, join the Mountain West Conference, or join the American Athletic Conference. But with the recent news of Stanford and Cal leaving for the ACC, and that AAC President Michael Oresco canceled his meeting with WSU last week, Washington State once again seems like the odd man out, leaving students and fans not excited about the future.
Downhill fast. I think it's going to be even tougher now to recruit kids to come to Pullman. He's at least had that allure of playing Power 5 Division I football, and now that's just completely out the window.
The Athletic Advisory Committee will continue to weigh WSU's options for conference realignment and plans to come to a decision by October 1st. In Pullman, I'm Austin Samuels, Murrow, News 8.
WSU soccer team defeated the Seattle U Redhawks 2-1 yesterday to conclude their non-conference regular season. WSU seniors Margaret DeTricio and Bridget Redkin each scored first-half goals with their heads to give the Cougars the lead and the win. WSU volleyball defense was digging up the game against Baylor as Carly Basham and Julia Novar combined for 30 digs on the back row as Washington State volleyball picked up its 8th consecutive win and 2nd straight top 25 win in a 3-1 matchup against Baylor. The volleyball team will travel to Austin, Texas today to play against the defending national champions tonight at 5. WSU football team continues its 3-game homestand with a Saturday afternoon matchup against Northern Colorado. Kickoff is scheduled for 2 p.m. WSU won the only previous meeting with Northern Colorado 59-17 in Week 3 of the 2019 season. WSU transitioned to a digital sports pass. Gunnar Miller gives us more details.
On the Palouse means it's time for Cougar football. Cougar sports have had a big impact on students over the years, in which they tend to watch games and tradition on their free time. But that tradition of getting into games will be quite different this upcoming year in sports. WSU Athletics has officially moved the verification process of getting students into games. So instead of using your Cougar card, you'll now have to use your cellular device to get into these games. The decision by the university came as an easier option to get WSU students into the stadium faster than normal. But as it turns out, the stance is completely divided by students of the university in terms of opinion on the digital change.
It's not a good idea because I'm just scared of technical difficulties, and especially since that happened when we're just trying to get the first game, and it would just be too bad if like people miss out on going to games just because of like technical difficulties.
Despite the diverse opinions of students throughout the university, it may be hard to decide whether the change is good or bad. According to an anonymous source that works closely with athletics, the goal is quite simple. The individual stated that the goal is for a faster, more efficient way to get into sporting events. The biggest positive in their mind is that the students will not have to worry about losing their Cougar card anymore, which could be seen as a big plus. To access your sports pass, students will have to download the WSU Cougars Game Day app. They'll have an option to select tickets and then manage their tickets. But you must sign in using your email and password that you registered when registering for your student ticket account. Whether students like this digital change or not, they have to accept this is the new norm for checking tickets through your sports pass. I am Gunnar Scott Miller, Murrow, News 8.
Yeah, Ethan, after the game the other day, I totally forgot to download my ticket to get into the game. Like I walked up with my Cougar card and they told me that I needed to download the app to put the ticket into it, so I got kicked out of the door.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a little bit different what they're doing this year. Everybody's used to bringing their Cougar card, but you don't need to bring it anymore. So if you're looking for a little caffeine before the game tomorrow, Starbucks is making some changes.
We'll tell you more after the break.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Starbucks is working towards completely removing disposable cups from their stores by 2030. They already have pilot stores on the Arizona State campus where customers who don't bring their own cup can drop their borrowed reusable cups off at bins across campus. Well, guys, this makes me think. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow. What's your guys' go-to Starbucks drink?
You know, I'm not personally a Starbucks guy. I usually make my coffee at home. Saves a little bit of money. That's just me personally. But
yeah, I'm not a big coffee guy, so thanks for watching.
Yep.
Ethan.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.